Hello everybody, it's Sephiroth1204 for another Top 13 for Collab Camera Ups. Today's Top 13, we're going to be taking a look at my Top 13 favorite Pokemon from Gen 1. These are going to be all from numbers 1 through 151, my top 13 favorites. This list is going to be based on appearance in games, appearance in shows, side games, and pretty much anything. And it might not be exactly the Pokemon that you might choose, but a lot of the Pokemon in Gen 1 have a sentimental value to me, so let's just get started with number 13. Number 13 is number 113 in the National Pokedex, the Egg Pokemon, Chansey. Now, Chansey is an interesting Pokemon. It has the highest base HP of any evolvable Pokemon. Obviously, Blissey has higher base HP. Its appearance is very just pronounced in the show. It's the, Chansey's just all over all the Pokemon centers. It's Nurse Joey's nurse, helper. In Pokemon Yellow, it appears in the Pokemon centers to more mirror the show. And it just makes a very pronounced, has a very pronounced appearance, so I really like it. It has the lowest base attack and defense, along with Happiny of any Pokemon at 5, which is kind of bad, but it's just a fun Pokemon. As I've talked about in the past, it has a, I think I've talked about in the past, it just has a sentimental value to me, from being in the, what's it called, in the verses and things like that. It's just a fun Pokemon all around. Maybe I talked about it, I don't remember. Its name is based on Chansey, because it's really hard to find, especially in the first game. I'm going to be basing a lot of my opinions on the original Red and Blue, by the way, just putting that out there. You find it in the Safari Zone, and it's just rare. I have no idea what animal it's based on, honestly. Maybe some sort of marsupial, or maybe a chicken thing. It's weird. It's not, I don't know. It has an egg. Anyway, Chansey is a fun Pokemon. It has good representation in the show, and that's why it's my number 13. Number 12. Number 12 is number 6 in the National Pokedex, the Flame Pokemon Charizard. Now, I'm not really going to be counting the Mega here, because honestly I didn't really use either Mega Charizard X or Y. However, the Megas are very strong. They have, I think, the highest base special attack of like any fire Pokemon or something like that. I don't remember the stats. Like I said, I don't really use them. I like Mega Charizard Y better, I think. It's the one that's not a dragon. But yeah. It seems to be the most popular of the 3 starters, by far. I mean, it has everything. It's the only one that has 2 different Megas, which, like, Mewtwo is the only other Pokemon that has 2 Megas. It has nice stats. Ash's Charizard is just really fun in the show. Just not listening to Ash and all sorts of things. It gets represented all over the place, and that keeps returning whenever they want to bring in a fun Pokemon. In the Electric Tale of Pikachu manga, Charizard is just crazy. There's this, fight in the Indigo League against Richie's Charizard. That's just, you gotta read it. It's just absolutely nuts. But I really love that. Base set Charizard is one of the most popular, or not popular, one of the most valuable Pokemon cards these days. I actually have like 1 or 2, but they're not in good enough condition to sell for any significant amount of money, so sadness. It's part of Team ACT in Pokemon Mystery Dungeon, featuring Alakazam, Charizard, and Tyranitar, so that's always a plus. It's just a very good team. It's like the top team, you know? Obviously, it's been in Smash Bros. It's been in the both Brawl and the recent game. It's the only of the Pokeball Pokemon, the Pokemon Trainer Pokemon, I should say, from Brawl to actually have made it. It was a Pokeball Pokemon, I believe, in Melee, or the original game, one of those. I think it was anyway. Also, it's Charizard as the name and look. It's like a char lizard. Its Japanese name is Lizardon. It's like a lizard dragon type of thing. It's supposed to look like a dragon, so it's pretty cool. That's why it's my number 12. Number 11. Number 11 is 144 in the National Pokedex, the Freeze Pokemon Articuno. I love Articuno for a few reasons. One is that its cry, it's just nice. It's just always something that I like. It's based on various mythical birds. and it wasn't really clear. There's might be one bird or another, but it's based on some mythical birds. Obviously, it's part of the trio of Zapdos, Moltres, Arctic Uno. Its name, Arctic Uno. It's ice, and the first one, Arctic Uno, Zapdos, Moltres. It's something you get when you first see the name. Hopefully, it should be obvious. Also, I just like its looks. It's just very majestic. It's the most majestic of the legendary birds for me. It just looks really good. I've used it a little bit in the games, and it's just it's fun. Obviously, it appears in the second movie as a prominent character, and it's very nice there too. I just enjoy ice. It appears in the Pokemon Adventures manga a whole bunch, so it's a nice Pokemon. I enjoy its appearance and just usage, and that's why it's my number 11. Number 10. Number 10 is the Scratch Cat Pokemon, number 52 in the Pokedex, Meowth. Now, Meowth I would put higher on the list, but I don't really use it too much. I have tried using it because Payday is just fun to try to get extra money, but you don't really get enough. But Meowth is also just I would say it's the second star of the Pokemon show. It's like the Pokemon that's appeared in more episodes than any other except for Pikachu, probably. I don't know. Someone else probably knows these stats. It's the first Pokemon to actually talk in the show. That's become more common lately, especially once the movies started coming out, but Meowth was the first, and in my opinion, he's the best. He's based on like a lucky cat, like a Maneki Neko type of thing. He has the amulet coin in his forehead. He's been in, I think, every Smash Bros. Game at this point as a Pokeball Pokemon. Maybe not in Brawl. I don't remember if he was in Brawl. I think he was. He was in the Electric Tales of Pikachu manga. I think he might have been in Pokemon Adventures, I don't remember. The Game Boy Color Pokemon trading card game came with a Meowth promo card, as, as a buying bonus. Didn't come with a Pikachu card, it came with Meowth, and that was just something. Also, Meowth is very prominent in the Pokemon Channel video game for the GameCube, which I enjoyed. For some reason, no one else seems to have liked it. But, so I really enjoyed Meowth and its representation, and that's why it's my number 10. Number 9. Number 9 is number 143 in the Pokedex, Snorlax, the sleeping Pokemon. I've talked about Snorlax already in my top 13 Pokemon of all time list, so I'm not going to talk too much about it. You can go see that list, but essentially, if you recall, Snorlax is a tank. He's fun. He's fun as a plot device in the games. He's just, in the show and in the manga, he's always just stopping up something or eating something or whatever. He's a very fun Pokemon to have. He's like, his name is a combination of snoring or relaxing. He's some sort of bear thing, but Snorlax is just a very fun Pokemon. I've used him on several occasions in my team, and that's why he's my number 9. Number 8. Number 8 on the list is number 151 in the Pokedex, the new species Pokemon Mew. I talked about Mew in my last list of weird Pokemon titles, but we're not going to go over that again. Mew is just, I enjoy it a lot. Mew is a very rare Pokemon that can learn any TM or HM. It appears as a main character of the first movie, and it appears a couple times afterwards. It's just an adorable Pokemon. It's very well represented in Pokemon Snap, which is one of my favorite appearances by Mew. The first movie had a fantastic promo card for it. It seems to be connected to Ditto. There's speculation that Ditto is possibly a failed Mew clone. They have the same, shiny, they have the same weight, they're the only Pokemon that learn Transform, things like that. So it's kind of cool. The whole speculation in the original games about Mew hiding under the truck, and oh my gosh, the lengths I went to try to get the stupid truck to move. The truck by the SSN, if you don't know that, look that up. There are probably plenty of videos on the internet. But the only way to really get Mew in the original games, aside from, winning a competition and mailing your game out so that they could put it on, is in Pokemon Yellow. You could, do a trick with a bunch of trainers, and essentially it's the Yellow's version of Missingno, and you get Mew to appear in the grass, and you can catch it. So I actually was able to do that in one of my playthroughs of Pokemon Yellow. Mew is a very good Pokemon. It also learns Mega Punch and all sorts of fun things, Metronome, things like that. And that's why Mew is number 8 on my list. Number 7. Number 7 is number 34 in the Pokedex, the drill Pokemon Nidoking. Nidoking is essentially Gen 1's Tyranitar to me. When I originally played Pokemon Blue, it was the Pokemon that I put on my team to just wreck everything. It has Thrash, which is one of my favorite moves, which Tyranitar also gets. It's just like it rampages around. Like all those Pokedex descriptions talk about how brutal this thing is. And it's just fun. You have, in the show, you have Gary's Nidoking, which he uses against Giovanni, and then Giovanni is like, lol, bringing out Mewtwo, you're dead now. So Nidoking is some sort of rabbit thing. I don't know, I call it a moon rabbit because it starts off as a rabbit and then you give it a moonstone and it turns into a monster, so it's a moon rabbit. But yeah, Nidoking just always is very special to me because it was the Pokemon that I used as my attacking monster in the original game. And even though it really didn't get any better with age, and a lot of much better Pokemon came out, like Tyranitar, it still holds a place in my heart, and that's why it's my number 7. Number 6. Number 6 on the list is number 39 in the Pokedex, the balloon Pokemon Jigglypuff. What can I say about Jigglypuff that you guys don't already know? Jigglypuff's appeared so much in the anime. It's just always there as a plot device to put everyone to sleep or something. Sometimes it's used positively, mostly it's just negatively, everyone goes to sleep, but just how can you not like Jigglypuff's song? Just it's just great. It's obviously been in Smash Bros. In every one of the games as either a secret character or whatnot, but it's been a character in all the Smash Bros. Games. I love Jigglypuff. Jigglypuff is one of my mains. I don't care about you guys. I just got the amiibo in the other day, and I am so happy because I'm gonna kill everyone around me. Sorry, it's gonna be great. Sadly, they made it part fairy, which kind of lessens how much I like it, which is why it's actually lower on the list. I guess it does get rid of some of its weaknesses as a normal Pokemon to like fairy and things, to fighting. I think it gets rid of the weakness to fighting, but I still don't like what they did to it. But it's known for singing and things like that. It's in the Pokemon Adventures manga, it's actually used as a blimp at one point, which is kind of funny. It also appears in one of the stages in Pokemon Snap. It's just a fun Pokemon all around and very well represented in the anime, and that's why it's my number 6. Number 5. Number 5 on the list is number 150 in the Pokedex, the genetic Pokemon Mewtwo. Now, once again, just like Charizard, Mewtwo has 2 Megas, but I really don't care for them. I haven't used either of them. One of them is weird, it's part fighting type. The other one's weird, it's got a GameCube handle on its head. There's no way around that. That thing is a handle. You go over to Mewtwo and you pick it up and you carry it around with you just like a GameCube with its handle. There's no reason for it to have that thing. I'm not going to rant on it anymore because it's going to take another 20 minutes. Mewtwo on its own, though, has fantastic stats. Also, the Megas have like the highest stats of like almost any of the Pokemon in the game, especially Psychic types, Fighting types. I think Mega Mewtwo X has the highest special attack of any Fighting type in the game or something like that. But Mewtwo's just, it's number 5 on my list because it's just its representation in the game, and I mean it was in the first movie as obviously the antagonist and things like that, and that was just amazing. I just loved Mewtwo. I loved the first movie so much. It came out like the perfect time, at like the perfect age for me when I was just like at the very top of my Pokemon hype. It's just the whole thing. It was an experience for me as a child, seeing that in the theaters and everything. It was like, whoa. But yeah. Mewtwo just in the games is just like a very mysterious Pokemon. You hear about it like here and there is this thing. You go to the Pokemon Mansion and there's just these diaries left behind by whatever researchers used to be there before the place burnt itself out. You go to the Unknown Dungeon and you have all these strong Pokemon. They're stronger than the Pokemon League. I mean, and at the end you have Mewtwo and you fight it, and it's always this tough battle. And it's really great. It's just really, it's built up and it delivers in that original game, especially before the special split when it was just overpowered as heck. It's in the Pokemon Adventures manga where it was essentially cloned. Since they didn't have enough of Mew's DNA, they used human DNA, like half human DNA, half Mew's DNA, and the human half of it was actually Blaine, and there was a whole subplot about, like, Blaine actually got some Mewtwo DNA in himself accidentally, and it was kind of killing him, and he had to go catch Mewtwo in order to... It was a whole thing. It was really interesting, actually. They actually, like, put story into Mewtwo's creation. And it's obviously been in Smash Bros. It was in Melee, and it was added to the recent game. I really like Mewtwo in Melee, and I really like Mewtwo in Smash Bros. 4. I'm glad they put it in, but yeah, Mewtwo's just been a very iconic Pokemon in the series in general, but especially to me, and that's why it's my number 5. Number 4. Number 4 is number 65 in the Pokedex, the Psy Pokemon, Alakazam. Alakazam, once again, is a Pokemon with a Mega that I really I never used Mega Alakazam, despite how powerful it is, just because I haven't used it in the current Gen 6 games. However, before that, I used it so much. It has great speed and special attack, fantastic speed and special attack, and whenever I got a chance, I would use him. I would, catch an Abra whenever it was presented to me, and I would use it. It was in, I think I had it in the Fire Red and Leaf Green verses on the Sephiroth, and used that Alakazam to great effect. He's in Mystery Dungeon. He's the leader of Team ACT, along with Charizard and Tyranitar, as I said before. He has an IQ of 5,000, which I don't know how that really works, but anyway. Its appearance is based on a magician, which is really cool. And I've always just been able to rely on him as a fast Psychic type, and Psychic's always been a great type. And I just really enjoy using him, and he really hasn't let me down, which is why he's my number 4. Number 3. Number 3 is number 145 in the Pokedex, the electric Pokemon Zapdos. Once again, this is another Pokemon that was on my top 13 all-time list, so I'm not going to go too much into him, but just Zapdos is really awesome. I like him more than Articuno, and especially more than Moltres. I don't like Moltres, because he's intimidating. He's the embodiment of thunder. He is the easiest to find of the three. He's just hanging around in the power plant. He's got Drill Peck, which is actually a really good move that's really hard to get for flying types. He has the least weaknesses out of 3. He also appears in the second movie, and he's just really fun. I use him a lot, and he also is just a Pokemon that really doesn't disappoint me too much. He makes good use of his attacks, and he's definitely just the most accessible out of the 3 legendary birds, which is why he's my number 3. Number 2. Number 2 in the list is number 25 in the Pokedex, the mouse Pokemon, Pikachu. Yeah, shock of shocks, Pikachu's on my top 13 favorite. Oh my gosh, Dovey, wow, you're such a sellout. What can I say about Pikachu? First of all, I could have sworn it was the electric mouse Pokemon. I know it was referred to that somewhere in the show, at least. But, he's like the mascot of Pokemon. I know he's like appeared anywhere and everywhere. He's, the mascot of the Japanese soccer team, I believe, at this point. And he's the face of Pokemon, or she, depending on the situation. Yeah, the cosplay Pikachu is a she. But yeah, he's just really fun. He's appeared as the main character in a whole bunch of the games. Hey Pikachu Pokemon channel. He's been in all the Smash Bros. Games. He's the mascot of Pokemon Yellow, which is my favorite of the 3 original games. And Pikachu's just all around like the face of Pokemon. I really enjoyed it. I love Pikachu in the show. Just also like especially the older Pikachu, like from like the first couple of seasons when he was just a sassy jerk. Like Pikachu was really like before he became this like happy Pikachu, like when he was still forming and fat and he didn't have a neck, he was a jerk, and I loved it. But yeah, it's just he's always very fun to use, especially in Pokemon Yellow. He was really fun to use, and I've always had good memories of him, And you know, in subsequent games, I've caught a Pikachu. Used Raichu, obviously, when I could evolve him. But you know, I just like I like Pikachu a lot. I have a whole bunch of plushes of him and things like that. And that's why he's my number 2. Number 1. Number 1 on the list is Tyranitar. No. I'm not going to do that. No, it's number 9 in the Pokedex, the Shellfish Pokemon Blastoise. I talked about Blastoise in the last video also. Why? I don't know why he's called a Shellfish, but Blastoise is my favorite Gen 1 Pokemon. He is my favorite, obviously, of the 3 fully evolved starters. I do like Charizard, I really do, but I honestly didn't use Charizard as much as I used Blastoise. I use Blastoise at every opportunity. He's probably, I wouldn't say he's my favorite of the fully evolved water starters. Maybe for Alligator. I don't know. I honestly don't know. I definitely like him more than Swampert. Like him so much more than Empoleon. Samurott, I like him more than, and also even Greninja, who I do like a lot. But Blastoise I've just used more than any of the other starter Pokemon at this point. Its Mega is fantastic. It's finally a Pokemon on this list with a Mega that I have used to great effect. Also, Blastoise is just a tank. He's got high attack, he's got high defense, he's got high special defense. He's just very tanky, and as I've said many times in the past, I really enjoy tanky Pokemon. I can always depend on Blastoise to win. He's been in the show and manga a few times. The show he was in one episode where he actually had a Jigglypuff stuck in one of his cannons, and that was a good episode. But it's just, I have him on the top of the list here because I just have the most good memories with Blastoise. I mean, like, starting off with Squirtle in Pokemon Blue back when I was, like, 6, and working my way up, 6 or 7, and working my way up to, you know, having Blastoise and just killing everything. It was back when I thought Skull Bash was a good move, even if it took 2 turns. Oh, Dovey, oh, Dovey. You know, we had Hydro Pump, Skull Bash, Surf, things like that, and it was just, yeah, kill everything! Especially, I could plow through the entire Pokemon League with that. It was so nice. And it was just very memorable for me, which is why he's my number 1. So thank you all very much for watching. If you want to let me know what your favorite Pokemon in Gen 1 are, doesn't have to be top 13, could be top 3, could be top 1, top 5, whatever. Let me know what you thought of the video, any suggestions for future videos or video editing tips or things like that if you didn't like the way I presented it, whatever you want. But yeah, I'll see you in a couple of weeks for my next top 13 for Collab Camera. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye, everybody. Bye-bye.